walking around this weekend. So if anybody is in town, hopefully no damage, all that good stuff. And for anybody who's not, one of the beautiful things of coming to this island, it's windy. It's a stereotype, and it's very true. And it's very true. But all jokes aside, again, thank you so much for having us come today, but also for choosing us as one of your charities to donate to and to hit that goal within 3 days. That's so wicked. So again, shout out to all of you. So great to see. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to get my presentation up here. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm not so used to Google, so just give me 1 more second here. Now, can I see if we can do this here? Sorry, folks.
Are you getting any errors?
I am. I'm just trying to pull up PowerPoint here.
Google sometimes will make you share your whole window. Sometimes it gets mad if you try to share a tab. I know that some of our employees have been struggling with that lately.
That's right. Okay, let me do this then. Okay, so your browser can't share your screen. Oh no. We might be out of luck here, folks.
If there's a public link, I can share it for you.
I don't think we do. We just use it through General to PowerPoint. That's okay. That's all right. We'll go off the cuff today. No presentation, but that's okay. So let me tell you a little bit about Choices for Youth and what we do. So we really have kind of 4 areas of support that we lend to youth and young families. So one of the evolutions that's been happening for Choices is, we were, really started from a place of what can we do to support young people ages 16 to 29. And then within that conversation came, well, if we really want to help young people, first off, we know the family unit is such a core part of that. But we also know that, within our age range, we were serving a lot of young moms as well. And this was actually some of the work that, as we were evolving over the last, 10 years, was kind of just becoming a little bit more prevalent. And so we said, what, let's work to expand that mandate to really work to support youth and young families. And so now our population of support is constantly growing. We have some incredible programming that is now specifically for young moms. That's called our Mama Moments program. So this is one of our key cornerstones at Choices for Youth that is really about how do we wrap around that young woman, that young mom, right? And the main focus is trying to reduce child apprehensions, because one of our goals at Choices for Youth is obviously to work to end youth homelessness. And we know one of the biggest drivers of youth homelessness is child apprehension, right? The breaking down of that family unit, right? We know young people who experience apprehension or go into the child welfare system have some of the lowest rates of graduation or for high school, right? Already setting them up for catastrophic failure kind of within all of our systems. And so this is a beautiful program where right now we're supporting over 70 young moms, over 120 kids, where we're really doing whatever we can, whatever that mom needs when they need it, and meeting them where they're at. Over the years, we've actually now have gone into building affordable housing. So housing is another cornerstone of choices for youth. So we have our vulnerable, supports for young families, in particular young moms. Now we switch over to housing, right? And we know housing now more than ever is one of the most vital and important resources, not only for middle income folks, but also especially for those who are vulnerable, and those who are young people who are already heavily stigmatized by a lot of landlords, unfortunately, right? Especially with this market. So we own and operate over 20 units ourselves, and we have many other partner units of affordable housing across the St. John's area, where we look to provide, wraparound supports within that housing for young people we serve. And there's really a continuum of that, right? So we operate everything from a youth emergency shelter all the way up to a 14-unit shared living program where we have, young people that are really right there, right on the cusp of getting independent living, that we look to then wrap around them with as well. So housing is becoming an ever more increasing part of our charity, because we know, and what we hear from young people is that this is one of the most important services that they need increasingly. So housing is really important. The third cornerstone for us is health. And when we talk about health, we talk about that full spectrum, right? Mental and physical. One of the best things, I think for myself and working at Choices for Youth is really trying to set that standard around how do people bring their full selves from a mental health perspective into the workplace, and how do we continuously work to help young people lead with that example too. So this fine balance of really trying to lead by example, what it means from a mental health support lens. And the second piece is access to physical health. So as you can imagine, any vulnerable group, this is one of the hardest services to actually get to, right? Especially here on the island in St. John's. And so one of the very innovative things that we have done is be a part of creating something called the Downtown Healthcare Collaborative. So if any of you come to St. John's and you go over to our Carter's Hill site, which is kind of our main youth integrated service hub, not only do we have our emergency shelter there, not only do we have Mama Moments there, not only do we have outreach there, but we also have access to physicians, to nurses, to public health folks. So a young person who literally can come right off the street and be experiencing some sort of physical illness or crises can actually get access to a physician within that day or within that week. That's pretty incredible, right? So that's taking really a major, a true harm reduction approach to that physical healthcare side of things, because we have that trust with young people right now, so we can walk those young people, and in particular those young moms, to now start to really be empowered to take control of their own health, which is, I think one of the most incredible but beautiful things I've seen, because we know how tough some of those institutions are for the people we serve, in particular access to medical interventions. So the last thing really for us is around employment and education. There's nothing that we can do to try to help advance young people without employment and education-based programs. So at Choices for Youth, we operate a few different social enterprises where, we really look to bring the full spectrum together all around, in terms of when you come to Choices for Youth, you can get a hot meal, you can get medical services, you can get access to housing, and you can get access to employment and training, right? So that full gamut. Our largest social enterprise is something called Impact Construction. This is a construction business that we look to employ and support young people to actually advance skills trades, to actually work to build things like actual affordable housing. So we built 5 units of affordable housing specifically for young moms, and that on Cashin Avenue here. And that building was actually built by Impact Construction. So we actually had young people right? Being trained and learning skills, working to actually build affordable housing for young moms to actually come into. Like think about that, right? Like that's that full picture of what Choices for Youth is really looking to offer, right? So, I like to call us a one-stop shop for any young person, right? Whatever they need, we try to meet them where they're at, and really try to work with them in a way where we're constantly evolving with young people as well, right? So you guys know this, right? Working with young people, you got to be hip, right? You got to go through those pieces to constantly have a pulse on what's happening. So for me and my staff team, that's we're always trying to constantly evolve as well with them, right? Because they're always a step ahead. So how do we take some of those beautiful, resiliencies and skills that they give us every day, and how do we keep putting that back into our work? So I'll leave it there from a choices perspective. I'll quickly pivot because I know everybody wants to get to see the pie in the face, right? I'm stoked too. So I'll pivot quickly to how two things: where this money will go, and two, if you want to, how can you continue to help support us? So this money, a lot of the money that's provided goes directly into programming, right? This is where we want to see our fundraising dollars go. And we know, right, that largest service is actually that support for young people, right? So this is where often we'll have organizations want to contribute to a certain program and say, we want to help the young men's shelter, or we want to give to Mama Moments. And that money is going directly to that program to support those involved. The other piece for us is just helping us grow as an organization, right? And the one stat that I do want to say, which is top of mind for me, and think about this for a second, okay? So as an organization, we serve right around 1,500 youth and young families every year, okay? About 500 or so each month, give or take, over 3 months, give or take, come to our outreach center. Okay. What we saw in the last quarter coming out of COVID, right? So just these last 3 months, was the number doubled of young people showing up to us experiencing homelessness. Doubled. And what that means is that workload, that impact is also going to double with it. Right? So now we're dealing with young people that are in far more need than we've ever seen before. And I know that we're seeing this in all industries, but particularly for young people who we know if we don't work to intervene, if we don't work to provide those supports, this is only going to go longer. This is only going to be more trauma, more pain, more costs on all aspects of society, right? So that's why at Choices for Youth, and really the last major point for us is that we're really, as an organization, trying to invest in prevention, right? So this funds will also help support our new prevention-based programs that we're starting up, where we're actually trying to intervene younger, right? So grade 7s, grade 8s, we're looking to get younger, right? With Mama Moments, we're looking to stop poverty at its point, right? Which is really seeing poverty as a gender-based issue, as a woman's rights issue, and working to intervene from that lens. So these are really, when we talk about investing in choices, this is really what we're investing in, is that both that immediate relief valve of support for people that need us now more than ever, but also charting a course towards prevention where we can work to really try to end youth homelessness, which is a massive task, but that's something that we don't ever want to lose sight of. Okay. So just to end, right, a couple quick things. Volunteers here on the island today we're lifting all restrictions. So if any of you are around the St. John area, want to come check out our programming, start being a little bit more involved in person, we're now working to chart that path forward. So I'll leave my contact info with Leslie, and she can share that. Any of you, feel free, reach out at any time. If you're looking to do in-person volunteering, if you're looking to do fundraising, you can go to our website. We accept everything from, monthly, whatever that looks like, third-party fundraising, all those different types. And really try to work with all of our donors on getting the money that you want to invest to where you want to see it to go, right? Because we know that that's absolutely really important as well. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm gonna press pause there. Maybe I'll turn over to Leslie. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I'm certainly happy to do that. And maybe what I'll do as well is I'll send my presentation out to Leslie and she can share that as well, just to give you guys folks some more stats, some more information about what we're doing.
Thank you so much for that, Tim. I learned a lot about Choices for Youth from that, especially the programming that you guys are offering. Of course, growing up in St. John's, definitely I'm not unfamiliar with Choices for Youth as an organization, but it was really great to hear about all the amazing programming you're doing for local youth. And I know that it is something that hits very close to home as an educational technology company who's working with youth, generally speaking. So thank you so much for telling us more. And I will post Tim's contact information in Slack after this meeting, as well as that presentation that he's talking about. So you guys can get in touch for more information or to learn about more volunteer opportunities. And perhaps we'll do something as a group with Choices for Youth in the coming months as restrictions start to get lessened. We can help. Please, please, please. Fingers crossed. And with that, before we get to the main event, I did allude that we would have a couple of bonus goals or bonus prizes. So I'm going to draw for those now. The first prize, Annie, our lovely lead artist, has donated this print. It is a Newfoundland dog in the style of a, I forget the name of the wave, but a famous Japanese wave. And we're going to print it and ship it to the winner, thanks to my friend at CNA, who's going to print that for us. So let's draw a name. So anyone who donated it is into the raffle. And Holly has won the Newfoundland print. I believe Annie is going to start selling these soon. So just a shout out there. So if you're interested in buying a print, contact Annie. I think she has some stuff in the works. And our second bonus prize, we have 2 Carnegie Learning swag bags with a mixture of these items. I believe it's going to be one of each of these items, but don't quote me on that. But I will try my best to make it all of these items. So we have 2 of these. I love how long the spinning wheel takes. It really adds to the anticipation here. So we have one for Jamie. Oh, so close, Drew. So close. And one for Merck. All right, that's the end of my prizes. So Ed, if you could kindly start moving towards the splash zone, that would be lovely.
We need some epic music playing here.
Yeah, where's the music?
Walking the mile, walking the mile.
That's kind of a dark reference.
No. If you don't have Matt Murphy's cell phone pinned to your screen, you do that now.
So, Leslie, do you want to introduce our Pi Minister, who is standing right here?
So we had a tie for 3 top donors. So I believe it was Charlene, Wittick, and Michelle, and Megan, I think, as well. So it was 4. So they all 4 of these unanimously agreed that Kit should be the pie master for today. Just to add that little extra of sugary saltiness in the wound of the pie in the face. So, without further ado,
All right, Ed, why don't you have a
Alrighty.
seat?
we had to make the pie first.
I think we get to eat that pie. Yeah, fill her up. Empty the whole can. Keep going. Keep going.
This pie is simply too good. This is just for eating.
That one's going in my face, Sam.
That's it.
That's it?
That's
A
it.
whole can.
Okay.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, sorry. Let me get in there so we get the.
Can I take my glasses on or off? All right. Don't screw it up.
Yay, all right.
We'll get it all in there.
All right. It's not enough. It feels like a lot.
It's a little bit more for you.
It smells tasty.
Don't
Is it
get
gonna burn
bigger.
my eyes?
I don't know.
All right,
There you have it.
that's it.
How do you feel, Ed?
I feel great. Yeah, I'm excited to eat that coconut cream pie. So that's going to be very good. This is actually very tasty. This is I believe this you got the good stuff. This is the natural whipped cream, not the processed stuff.
Grass fed,
Gaily.
full fat.
It was actually delicious.
The Gaily over the Cool Whip.
Now it's the whipped cream review.
Can we talk about kids double dip there? We really got a second split.
Yeah, that was, it does sting the eyes a little bit though.
Can you imagine if we used the key lime?
Oh, that would be so bad. Just key lime with a little bit of like lime juice sprinkled over top. That would have been an interesting choice. Like
Ed, you're a good sport.
the beard is not helpful in this whole matter. My face is red.
Yes.
Ed's gonna have serious dessert beard for a couple days.
Dessert beard.
Ed discovered
decadent of all the
he's,
beards.
allergic to whipped cream.
Definitely not. Oh, this is nice and warm. Oh,
So while Ed is cleaning himself up, the Pie Day fun doesn't stop here. Ben has graciously offered to host a little game of Pie Day trivia for us. So I think you'll have more info on teams versus individual. So Ben, I will make you a co-host now so you can get that all set up.
And Leslie, I guess we can probably end our stream and say so long to our friends tuning in from home.
Sounds good.
All right.
Our friends.
bye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Joyce, for you. Bye. Bye. Thank you.